a small boy, he's very thrilled by seeing his father getting a television set, and his father prepared the television set and everything, and then the father calls his father, then his mother, wife, everyone. Father, mother sits on the sofa, and the child sits with them, with the grandparents, and the parents stand back of the sofa. As an elderly person, a person gives the remote to the father and tells, sir, please, dad, please switch on the TV. And he switched on the TV, and the way it is being shown, this ad is shown with a popular television channel, that it gives for every person who is watching the TV, gives the ethics of what, yes, the respect which we are giving to our elders, that yes, whatever a new thing or a new item is being brought, or any new thought which is being shared with our elders or something. Here, for us today, family and religion is most important thing in Indian culture, but family becomes more important precedence than the religion. Family is not merely a social institution, but much more than that. It has been cultural unit, psychological prop, and a spiritual resource. Family as a concept is perhaps the most important, intensively experienced category, that parents, siblings, spouses, and children. Family is a social unit of which almost every one of us is a member. Family is undoubtedly the most important source of happiness, at least in the Indian context, where every word evokes the feeling which is always mysterious but enjoyable. What has happened to the family in modern times? Does it still remain the repository of collective happiness, or has it become breeding? What is the state of intra-family relationships at present? On the other hand, family appears to be stable, enduring all universal cultural forms, but on the other hand, the family is endangered with the diverse threats of dissolution. Encyclopedia American describes family as a core group of persons related by birth, marriage, or other means such as adoption, who are commonly prohibited from marrying one another and who commonly reside in the same hold. This definition invokes several important aspects of family: affiliation, marital bonds, familial ethic and culture, etc. A basic unit of social structure is the exact definition of family varies greatly from time to time and the form of different culture to culture. In this study, we exactly take the nodal points of evolution of Indian families. Is the number one is incursion of colonial authority into the traditional Indian household and the collapse of joint family system. And the second one is the large scale migration from India to the western metropolitan centers in the second half of 20th century and the subsequent culture formation. When we talk about the joint family structure which has been collapsing, that means when we take in the olden days this joint family which has got one big ancestral home where we have common room or a common dining hall where everyone can sit and eat. But since that the persons are increasing day by day, so this part, the brothers and all of them will go into a different nuclear status where nuclear family, nuclear units have been formed. But when we further take this into a concept where this nuclear units have been formed, but how are these formed? Because the brothers start their own businesses, they want a separate firm to be formed where they get their location, they change the location and everything. But since this is everyone cannot be given a freedom where the society will have to be harmonious. The main thing is the family and persons are not individual. They are always connected. They are connected with the society. When individuals combinedly have a family, and the families, all the families constitute to the society. This society and the family is inseparable. There are links and chains which have got. The joint family where several generations of family members live together, sharing common resources, and the norm of Indian society for a long time. This was based on the idea of para-families, father of the family, and was a reproduction of Asian patriarchal group, which each chief characteristics were supremacy of eldest male. The major changes in the family system in India occurred in 19th century, and these were linked to the impact of colonial rule. The exposure of West and liberal philosophy and individualist thinking brought about the sea change of Indian family system. The large and secure agrarian families came under the threat of urbanization, modernization, and succumbed to the subsequent division into the nuclear units. The impact of the West on India is a complex phenomenon resulting in radical changes. In India, where mate selection is not made by individual, but they are arranged by the parents, mediators, and community functionaries, where the young pursuing personal liberty were opposed to the traditional arranged marriages and tend to move away from the joint families headed by the elders. In recent times, we have seen that due to this nuclear units, there are a lot of divorces happening between the couple. Before, when in the joint family system was there, the elders used to tell them advise them what it is. A small problem also been advised by the elders. But right now, if you take the advice from the elders has been not taken, because the nuclear units there only wife and husband are staying. Recently, we had in Hyderabad, we had only one family court, but now there are 10 family courts, if you see, and still lakhs of pending issues are going on. Family sociologists in India mostly agree joint family continues to be the norm, but range of kinship when it is narrowed. Various processes of change triggered by the modernization at the work, apart from the normal demographic changes. So we request, through this workshop, we request that at least it is very difficult to be in a joint family, but we request that the young people to take the advice of the elderly and see that all such traditions and our values, customs and traditions are kept alive. The second important is the migration, the mass migration which is happening to the western metropolitan centers, where we are migrating ourselves to the other metropolitan cities, where the youngsters, the second generation is not able to understand the cultures, the values and the customs, the rituals which we follow. In US, if you ask about who is the ideal person, they tell Justin Bieber or some singer is the ideal person. But if in India, if grandparents are there, they tell Lord Rama, how Dharmaraj in Mahabharata is truthful person who hasn't told a lie. That is where we are lagging. We are not able to connect with our grandparents. We are not able to get the culture. We are not able to get the rituals which we are doing. We are not able to follow the customs. So the younger generation whom we have looking forward for the future has to be taught about our rituals, our customs, our culture, who is the best person whom we can go around. I would like to end it with one quotation. Westernization has greatly affected our traditions, customs, our family and our respect and love for others. The concept of joint families is fastly decreasing. Everyone wants to remain aloof from others. Nobody now bother about others and they only cares about himself, which is totally contrary of Indian culture, which teaches to be part of each and everyone's joys and sorrows. I hope this workshop will come with some suggestions to strengthen the Indian family system from threat of disintegration like Western families. Thank you very much.